Hey, my creative friends. My name is Shannon from shannonstudio.com. And we come here every night. This is night number 318, where we talk about a creative life. What that looks like, some creative things, tips to help us be more creative. Sometimes it's just to look at what creativity looks like in real life, other people's creative lives, just a lot of creative stuff. So that's what we do. And I also talk a little bit about Sweden because I've lived a year in Sweden and it's just interesting. I'm from the United States, so it's just interesting. And so I got to throw in some Swedish stuff and also just some, well, I've been giving reports on my, there's a bee that just came in the window, my bike reports, because I'm been riding an electric bike for a couple months now, a month and a half, 2 months. And so I'm very much not a beginner bike rider, but it's been a very long time. And I had never used it as like my main mode of transportation. So I talk about that a little bit, just talk about all kinds of things. So on the bike report thing. So today, the guys are going camping. Well, they've left for camping tonight, so we had to get a few little supplies. So we go camping, and so I had a pretty big load. I had the trailer, Joseph in the trailer, then this stuff. It was really heavy. I'm like, and the hills, you got to ride up hills. And even with a motor, it's still kind of tough. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Rose. So I'm pedaling up, I get home and I'm just like, man, that was just hard. So, I put away the groceries, everything else. Alan comes home and he comes home and I left the trailer outside because I was just like, I'll just wait till later to put it home, put it away, lock it up. He goes, do you know you have a flat on the trailer? And I'm like, oh, that might be it. I couldn't tell. I didn't realize, but it just seemed, he goes, did it seem like you had a harder time? Yeah. So, I guess you have a harder time when you have a flat. So, that was my bike experience today. But, let's see, what else? The guys, I got Joseph's report card from his first full year of real school. He spent a couple months in preschool, like once or twice a week, and it was just for a few hours a day. So he's never been in school. I was a little bit nervous because of the age cutoffs. He was the youngest in his class, and he was the only one who hadn't had preschool. So I was a little nervous about it, to be honest. So he just got his report card, and we have had the parent-teacher conferences. So I've known what's going on, but so we got it, and they have a grading scale that it goes from outstanding, and down. The categories you have to worry about are satisfactory, requires improvement, and cause for concern, which he got a requires improvement on his reading, which I totally get that. Hey, Cassie. Oh, my girl Cassie. She's up visiting one of my other girls. So he requires improvement for that, which I totally agree with. He wasn't reading at all before he went into school. So that one I totally get. So, but that was the only one that was any concern. And we're gonna make it my daughter, Heyo, Shan. But the outstanding, have my brag moments, okay? Outstanding English writing. So he doesn't get English reading. He needs work on that, but his English writing's outstanding. That boy can tell a story, and he can negotiate like nobody's business. So he got outstanding English writing, outstanding in math, and art and design. Like, duh, art and design. He better get that. Not better, but of course he's going to get that just because he has all of everything available to him that he wants to try. So very happy about that. What else? Okay, so they went camping tonight. They're going out on one of the islands there's islands everywhere here. So they're going on one of the islands, camping with another man and his sons, and so they you know, are doing it together. So Joseph asked me several times, do you want to go? I'm like, oh, it's just a boys' night. No, I can't go. And I'm going, no, I can't go. So it's been kind of funny because he keeps asking me. But I just got a report. I made Alan, he asked me to make them some tinfoil dinner. So I made Alan, and you know what? Sometimes I just can't help myself. I made Alan a tinfoil dinner. He just said, just put in a hamburger or whatever. So I did. I did him a hamburger with bacon wrapped around it, and then the carrots and potatoes and onions. So I did what he asked, but then I did another one because I know he'll be hungry after riding home on his bike, riding there on his bike, all the things. So I made him one with steak and shrimp and carrots and potatoes and stuff. So, because I know he'd never do that for himself. So anyways, he texted me. I got a little text with it's fabulous and a picture. So that pleases me that I can make him happy, do little things to make him happy. And I'm kind of happy too. I mean, I spend hours a day by myself, several hours a day by myself, but I think this is the first time that I've spent overnight by myself, and I do not know how long. Do not know the last time I did that. So I'm a little bit giddy. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Well, first off, I was going to make myself a big old food board and have this evening where I just watch movies all night. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit on the couch, eat on the couch, watch movies. So I think when you're planning your own like solo night, by yourself night, the first thing I wanted to do, which I'm sure all of you can relate to, think about it, take a nap. That's what I did. I've already taken a 2-hour nap. Feels so good. I think a lot of times when we do things, it's like that we need to take care of the things that are most needful for us. And for a lot of us, it's just rest. Cassie says, you guys have been in Sweden for a year now. I know a year. I kept thinking it was 9 months. I kept saying 9 months. It was like, no, it's a year. And it's been a fabulous year. Though I do miss you, Cassie. Rose says, I bet you won't get to bed at all. Bingo. That's so true, Rose. I mean, I have this freak gene that lets me stay up all night anyways. But if I get a nap in the afternoon, that's really good. Usually I can stay up all night. And that's what I plan on doing, because I can't usually do that. And my body clock is such that it's like I come alive at night. It's just like every facility in my body is just like in gear, going the right, everything's just moves and flows so well at that time of day. There's a book called When, I forget, is it called When? Something about when, and it talks about our body clocks. Very good. When is in the title, W-H-E-N. So I wanted to talk about being by yourself, alone time versus loneliness. So make that distinction. It's not a time of loneliness that I'm talking about. That is totally different. That is need for concern, that you can be in a room full of people and feel that. So that's a different thing than taking some alone time. And we need to take some alone time. Now there's personality preferences about this. If you're an introvert, you probably need a little more. If you're an extrovert, it's probably not as much. But we kind of all do need a break from social interaction. You determine how much. And alone time is voluntary. It's, if you have good relationships, it's not like an escape to really escape from life. It's just to be away from a little break. And a lot of times you're getting back to the same relationships, you're going back to the same kind of, hopefully, life you've created. But sometimes we get in a rut where being caregivers to people, we don't know who we are anymore. We don't know what we like anymore. We've not taken the time, we've not taken alone time to remember, oh, I like to do that. And when we do have alone time, it's just like, we panic. It's like, oh no, I don't know what I like anymore. I think sometimes just take the time to have some alone time, even if you don't know what you like, even if you don't know what you want to do, even if nothing becomes clear to you. Just let it be. Just let yourself be by yourself. Just let it evolve. Just let it play out. Just decide in the moment. What do you want to do in the moment? And just you don't have to have a plan. You can have a plan. I'm a planner, but some, as the years have gone by, I've gotten away from planning. The less people I have to take care of and worry about, I've gotten away from planning. And it's kind of like, that's kind of interesting. So you don't have to have a set goal. You can have a set goal. Some of the, having a particular purpose, you can go to focus on priorities. You can goal set. You can become a little more emotionally self-sufficient. You can be alone so you can spend time solving a problem. One of the quotes I read from Kendra Cherry, I think Cherry's just a cool last name. Just throw that out there. Research has found that people are often better at solving difficult problems when they work on their own. Because sometimes when we're a group, we look for consensus. When you're on your own and you're trying to work through something, you can hear your own thoughts. You don't have the opinions of others. You don't have the influence of others. You don't have distractions of things. And I think that's the whole point of alone time. You don't have any of that. Now, the interesting thing I read today, which really concerned me for people, and I hope none of you are this person. Some people, this Kendra Cherry said, in one fascinating study, and it is kind of this fascinating idea, people would rather do mundane tasks or shock themselves. Get that? Shock themselves rather than spending 6 to 15 minutes alone in a room with nothing to do but think. I was a little blown away by that thought. I don't know. I mean, I would have to read the actual study, but just on a gut thing, if you can't be by yourself for 6 or 15 minutes, I think some real life reevaluation needs to happen. I don't know. Maybe it's a little judgmental. Maybe I would actually be in that position if I were in that same situation. I don't know. But I like to think. I like to be by myself and think. You can give me a topic and I will run thinking about it. To me, thinking is fun and invigorating, and I like it. So I would not shock myself. I'm just thinking, even in the same situation, I don't think I would shock myself. So I hope you're not one of those people and that I just offended you. But just think about that, shocking yourself rather than spending 6 to 15 minutes alone by yourself in a room thinking. Okay, to me that just says that person needs to incrementally build up their alone muscles. Just a thought. So I don't really, it's just like, for me, choose to enjoy some alone time. That's the tip tonight. Find some alone time. Choose to enjoy it. Cassandra says, I like alone time just being by myself. And, Cassie, it's just kind of like that idea, what you're saying. You don't have to have a purpose. You can. Sometimes if you really need to find something, you need to justify the time, but you don't have to. So I was been kind of giddy today with the idea of, what am I going to do? I kind of didn't have a plan. And what I did say to myself is, you don't have to do anything. That's my only rule. I don't have to do anything. So I have a lot of have to do lists, and it's like, that doesn't come into play in this little time frame for myself. I can if I want, but I don't have to do anything. So it's kind of left it free. And so and now I'm rested. And so now it's like, what am I going to do tonight? So I'll report back tomorrow to see what I did. See Rose if I stayed up all night. Maybe I will. Maybe I want more sleep. I have no idea. I kind of like this extended period of time to do nothing. That's the tip tonight. Take an extended period of time to do nothing and see what happens. So my friends, remember you have a creative heartbeat, so listen for it. And I will see you later. Bye.